Get out. It's time to go.
aka the pinch hitter.
No, these are not. None of these are my nicknames.
And this
Don't
is,
ever call me that.
This is Caven Sherman. Welcome. This is I think our fourth
podcast, our second in the studio. Caven's been working hard on the studio here.
I hope you guys like
it.
The
setup.
We got I got this mic right here. We got the mic there. We got the green screen. We got some visual aid.
We weren't kidding when we said we were going to go online.
I will be Google searching throughout the pod, just want you to know. So we'll surf the web.
So, what's new?
Dude, I don't even know. I feel like my life is just podcasts now. Like I just
lifting podcasts.
It's like, is life even real if I'm not recording it? Did it happen
true.
If it's not on camera or on mic?
I mean, yeah, if you think about it, we've been having a podcast, just not recording it all the time.
It's kind of like
life is improv and life is podcast, basically.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it.
It's just people forgot to plug everything in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
not much is new. I do have some good news about the pod. The first pod in the studio, great reception. People loved it. One person in particular really liked it, and I think it's just because he wants our business. But I think he likes it too a little bit. It's Connor St. Louis, friend of the show.
Never met the guy.
He used to live in one of those rooms over here.
Okay, maybe I did meet him then.
In the Hype House.
Respect, Connor.
So Connor, he wants to help us really release the social media part. So he'll help us with the small clips. He'll help us with...
Oh, dang.
For obviously a fee. We'll have to see what we want to do in-house.
This is breaking news to me.
It's breaking news.
We haven't talked about this. So we'll have to discuss this afterwards.
Well, that's what online...
You can't just throw it on online, on tour. In the Dreamland, you can't be doing that.
That's what this podcast is about. We make business deals on the pod.
We hung out before this, you could have at least given me a heads up on this one, I'm just saying.
That's true.
But it's a 50-50, for the listeners at home, it's a 50-50 division between us on all profits.
Yeah, 50-50 rev split.
Yeah.
He has a little more equity in the company. I get a little bit more up front, though. He's looking at this more from a long term.
I'm open to expanding. I'm open to bringing out people from outside, literally out there, in your neighborhood. But we just got to talk about it first.
Yeah.
And money is tight right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm open to a franchising option. We could do a whole franchise of online.
Our goal is to sell this podcast within probably the next year.
Looking to IPO.
So. We'll get the Patreon going. As soon as we start putting things up for sale, we'd expect our listeners to just start emptying their wallets.
We got to tweet to Mark Cubes. We got to tweet to Kevin O'Leary. Get the word out that Online on Tour is officially across the globe and in a dreamland.
And what's actually different that for this podcast and other podcasts is you can actually listen to it anywhere. You know what I mean? Not all the podcasts are doing that. They're definitely not letting certain countries, not letting certain nationalities, races.
Yeah.
But we're one of the few that we're equal to every group and will accept anybody to be our
Even
friend.
Russia. Russia, we're leading the pack as far as podcasts go over there. Russia, we're doing really well. Even Ukraine with all the, I know it's kind of a
It's weird to
war
be like-
torn.
You wouldn't think both. You'd think, the Ukrainians would be like, oh, why those Russians are listening to those guys. But they actually, this is something they will bond online.
But we're true fence sitters. We sit on the center of most issues.
We have no opinions, but we also have some of the strongest opinions.
We do. That's true. So shout
Because
out-
I might criticize your race, your what you're into sexually, maybe some of the things you say, but we also love you and we think you're special, and we just think maybe you have problems, and we're here to help.
yeah,
And that's kind of the whole deal. Is we're also here for the people.
it's
which
a
is,
service based podcast.
Yeah.
It's all love, but it's also one love,
Mhm.
and it's true love too. I truly love you. So
And,
shout out.
You listen to other podcasts and they're like, selling all these things, having all these ads, which we wouldn't be against, but they're not there for you.
We're actually buyers, so if anyone wants to sell us things, we'll buy it. We'll put it on the show, and we'll strike up a deal.
We'll buy objects and just place them here.
We'll review them
For you.
too.
We'll do reviews. If
We'll put your businesses to the test. And actually, maybe shout out Connor here, and we'll probably call Connor here in a bit. Actually, see if we can get him on.
right now,
Yeah, we can call him.
or this. I feel like this is another thing we didn't discuss beforehand. Calling anybody, but I guess I meet a new person here. I do not like this one bit. This is
He's
not.
got a lot of phone anxiety.
I'm not good at first impressions. Is my problem. I'm a second impression
He
guy.
better answer.
If I meet someone the first time, they always hate me.
You
But the
can't.
second time,
You can't say
wanna fuck me.
why WYD and then not answer.
Damn,
Coward.
that's fucked. I already don't like this guy.
Connor St. Louis.
Oh god. And
At
his
the
last,
tone, please record.
maybe move back to St. Louis.
Maybe go back.
I don't like. It's not a good look for him. Definitely for bringing him on board and doing social media.
Not a good
type
look
of
because
stuff.
you always have to be ready, and you always have to be on.
Any call, anytime.
Yeah.
Dang.
So you lost opportunity, but he's got a couple products we could review.
Maybe if we saved that call, maybe for later in the pod, maybe he answers.
Maybe answers. We'll keep him. We'll keep him on.
Let's keep moving
on
though.
call.
Let's just try to forget the whole Connor thing.
So good news too. Obviously, we're in probably the influx and just the pure like gold rush of the podcast wave, right? So everyone and their grandma has a podcast, and
My grandma actually has a podcast. She actually reviews vegan food options.
follow Daniel's grandma on all
She's not
platforms.
online though.
Offline.
It's an offline pod.
Real life pods are some of the most effective.
The best podcast, they say the best comedian is like the guy who doesn't do comedy. Like that guy is your friend. The best podcaster is the one who doesn't have a podcast.
It's like how many they talk about like how many Mike Tysons are just walking around that didn't even go into boxing.
Yeah.
That's your grandma.
My grandma is the Mike Tyson of podcasting. I'll have to tell her that
Tell her that.
and just see what her reaction is to that.
So, friend of the show here. I
Okay.
know you haven't met him yet, but there's this podcast called Hot Girl Hour,
Oh,
and so Ashley, from my day job, and also Natalia, from my day job, they have Hot Girl Hour, Love the format.
Mhm.
I mean, great aesthetics. They got the little tapestry in the back, a couple things of wine. They put on the robes. They talk about hot button topics, controversial topics,
Mhm.
and
What hot girls are doing, I'm guessing.
yeah.
I've never heard of this podcast, so another, if you could have told me beforehand, I would have listened to an episode.
No, there's no episodes out yet. I
Oh,
kind of know.
okay.
I know the behind the
Oh,
scenes.
okay, it's in pre. Okay, the development.
It's in development.
Okay.
So we'll probably have them on the show, and we'll talk about whatever they usually talk about, and maybe what we
We welcome women, like any types of women onto the show, as long as you're credible. Not any woman, we have some finance numbers we have to hit. Let's just say that.
we run them through like a quick little background
There's like
check.
quick scan
Scan.
up and not. Come on.
I mean, you just know
That
just the
sounds
documents.
objectifying. Dang.
Just through the documents.
Okay, but Hot Girl Pod.
Hot Girl Hour, we could collab with them. There's like a random sales podcast at Grand Canyon University, which is the place where I work at. So a lot of opportunity for
You have to
collaboration.
sell me on that one.
That one I actually don't think will be good to do it all. It would be
You don't think
purely,
their podcast is good?
Huh?
This probably is a good podcast though.
I don't know, but I feel like
Okay,
if
we don't want to be talking trash on other pods.
I want to talk trash.
Okay. Oh, that's part. You want to talk.
I
trash
wanna
on
talk
pods.
trash.
We actually, that's part of our thing.
So yeah, I kind of want to explore
Okay.
this whole thing about being the dog dad. What's that like?
Was that the transition from to the So yeah, that's a big. That's what's new with me right now. Is I've been taking care of a child. I'm a puppy owner. A big responsibility, and yeah, I'm loving the puppy life.
So this is your
Well, it's a
dog,
mini-
basically.
It's a mini version of that, actually. It's a mini golden doodle. Her name is Parker, named after the great actress Parker Posey. So yeah, a smaller
Let's
version
go to the
of
images
that.
here.
She's a good little
Cute
puppy.
dog.
Very cute,
Cute dog. Climbs all over your face and
Yeah, but it's definitely a lot of work, and it's kind of put some. I mean, it's only been a couple weeks, but definitely put some perspective in parenting and responsibility. Yeah, that one kind of looked like it.
that's pretty similar.
The white, not that one, but that
What's
one.
something people don't know about being a dog dad that maybe they should
What
be
is
ready
something
for?
that people don't know? I think actually everyone knows. There's a lot of information online. Now you can go on TikTok, you can go on YouTube, you can. There's plenty of dog training stuff, and I think, I mean, I'm trying to think. I've been feeding my dog low-fat Greek yogurt.
Okay.
I don't maybe
Some
everyone
oikos?
doesn't know that. Is that the brand?
That's one of them.
I think it's just
Chobani?
I think it's Chobani.
Okay.
I want to say. But yeah, it's been a good experience for me. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. We could do a whole yogurt for dogs only. That's like specifically for dogs, like maybe like
Yeah.
bacon flavored yogurt.
I got an advertisement that was like basically like it seemed like Blue Apron or one of those sites for dogs, but they were like giving them actual meals, and the whole thing was like, oh, we dogs deserve like full meals like humans do, basically, and it was just ridiculous. Like they like dogs can't just eat like the normal like kibble dog food that is like actually healthy. They're like, no, they need to like, you have to pay like $80 a week to get like full upper class level.
Dude, I think
They're
it's
spoiling dogs.
It's
what I'm saying.
overrated because I've been around. I won't mention names. I've been around dogs that have eaten the real people food. Weird
All-
shits. It's like the poop is like comes out all like mushy. I think
I'm not talking that they'd be eating real people food. It would like look like like they have like their vegetable type looking food, and the meat like it looked like a plate full of like versus just like here's like the kibble.
it's more
situation.
cosmetic.
Yeah. You don't want to give dogs. I don't think any dogs like there's certain people food in moderation you can give dogs,
Oh yeah.
but not
What's the ones you can't give are like what is it? Grapes they can't eat, right?
grapes. Was always like, oh, they could die if they eat one grape. And by the way, my dog ate a grape and he didn't die. So dang.
So this, as we know, Caroline Polachek.
All right, we're segueing
Caroline
now
Polachek.
into their album of the week.
Album of the week, which I'm now just forgetting the name of it.
Is it a longer name?
Caroline.
Pang was her first album. Just to give you some background, this is Caroline Polachek, also known from being in the band indie rock band Chairlift, and now she has gone solo with her second album, Desire I Want to Turn Into You. This album's been a long time coming for Caroline.
This album is very well produced. Like, the mixing on the drums, and it bangs. It just bangs. It's not an extremely like melodramatic, overly emotional, soundtracky type thing. It's like you can play this at the club, but you want to be like looking at art when you play it at the club. It's like a art club smash hit.
It's a dream pop classic. I mean, not classic yet, but it's just think like I mean, some people would say she's the Kate Bush of our generation.
Like, we have, this one was pretty nuts. It's like, what, Crude Drawing of an Angel?
This was actually one of my not my favorite tracks, to be honest. So I actually heard her starting to play some of these songs 2 years ago. So she's been like playing singles live before
Billions.
they've been released.
We heard Billions live.
I heard Sunset live 2 years ago, and Billions, and Bunny as a Writer was probably the first one, which has grown on me a lot. Bunny as a Writer.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of lame and stupid. I feel like when it first
Blood and Butter with the bagpipes.
That's probably my favorite out of the non-singles.
When's the last time we heard a pop song with bagpipes? It's a nice touch.
Couldn't tell you that.
But I can totally see why like the gays like Caroline Polachek.
I mean, she's just like very artsy. It's art pop in general.
Yeah.
So I don't, you don't want to put her fans in a bubble. It's just
I think this is a known thing. I think people know that.
We witnessed that firsthand, definitely.
Like, I think there's a video. I haven't watched the video. I think there's a whole video.
Eccentric. Well, it's the whole Caroline Polachek, Charlie XCX. Who else? 100 Gex? No, maybe not. But she does kind of blend. Like, there's definitely some hyper pop, that type of stuff influence.
Look at this profile picture.
Dang. So Sandy is a fan of this album?
Just
super emo. You can just tell like he has like a very normal job, but like he's like, how can I make this somehow look edgy? Like and like the haircut too.
It's like kind of a boomer thing going on here, like complete old guy picture move, but he also has like cool music taste.
I have a Bandcamp profile.
Dang.
And he likes the new 1975.
Saint Raymond,
which
whoever
I can't
that
say
is.
I've listened to.
This is actually good. DJ Sabrina the Teenage DJ. This is fire. I've listened to this.
Yeah, definitely check out the new Caroline Polachek album.
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
We got the All-Star game. What were your thoughts?
All-Star game, Salt Lake City. Saturday night is always the best night of the All-Star game for me personally. I mean, I think most people would say that. The game itself is normally not the highlight of All-Star weekend. But your boy Matt McClung came through.
Gay City.
Saturday night. You say Gay City?
Gate City. That's his. That's where he's from.
I didn't know he was gay. I could see him being gay. Matt McClung, first gay NBA player, and he wins. What if he like won the slam dunk competition and then like came out as gay in the post game? Like, yo, I'm gay. First gay. Like,
he would have been signed to a 20-day contract at that point. It's like, well, we gotta give him a little, few more days now.
I don't get why like I guess there was Jason Collins who was gay, but that was kind of like after the fact, and he was just like a role player type of guy. But like,
Yeah.
you don't even have to be gay. Just like come out as gay, you'll get like a whole book deal. You'll be sick. But no, be your true self.
Gays have some of the best book deals, for sure.
Great trans book deals.
Jenner
level.
had a book.
Yeah. Just
They're
be yourself, you know. But yeah, Matt McClung put on a show for sure. I made the mistake. I've been riding high in sports gambling, and All-Star Weekend took me down hard Saturday.
You pretty deep in the hole there.
The NBA isn't the same as it used to be. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
White people used to win 3-point contests. Black people used to win slam dunk competitions. And I know I get times have changed, and maybe I'm getting older. And I have nothing against any of these guys.
He's still in the white man can't jump area.
Yeah,
like that's his era. Loves the movie.
Yep.
How would you say your
Wesley
hops are?
Snipes.
Didn't you have good hops?
I had a 24-inch vertical in 8th grade.
That's serviceable. That's like, I mean, that's not high.
No.
But I think 8th grade.
And it probably got bigger because I wasn't even doing any sort of like lifting and then. But I was like, you know, kind of like the Charles Barkley of like 8th grade basketball, people would say. Like, not the tallest, not the biggest, but.
I think you're still the Charles Barkley of basketball. I think you have very Charles.
Rebounding's not there. Rebounding's definitely not. That's what I've lost as time has gone.
Didn't you make the craziest shot? That one. Remember when you got that tip in? I think you were wearing the sweats. He rocks the sweats.
Was this during our
men's league? Yeah.
Dude, I have
crazy. It was like over a tall guy too. It was over like a massive guy.
I've had underrated tip-ins over the year. I know this doesn't have to segue into my basketball career, but I remember when I got cut from the basketball team freshman year. My problem was when I play with new groups of guys, I was not aggressive enough of like demanding the ball and shooting. I wasn't like a good solo player. I was a good team player who made shots with the offense, but in tryouts you couldn't do that. So like I like wouldn't get like no one would pass me the ball. I felt like, but I got like 3 like tip-ins. Like I literally just like setting myself up to get like the sick tip-in. Like so like you know. So I had hops, but yeah. Back to the 3-point slam dunk. I went big money on Kevin Huerter. I don't pronounce his name. White dude out of Sacramento. Sacramento's having a great season this year.
Yeah,
they're happy in Sacramento. I've never seen people in Sacramento happy.
Purple beams up.
But I thought like, oh, he looks like a guy who could win the 3-point contest. You know, not being like, and he just was.
You do any stats? You do any stat?
I looked at the percentage, the shooting percentages, but they're all pretty similar. And Buddy Hield was probably the highest percentage, and he didn't win. But yeah, Kevin Huerter, if you're listening, you really. I hope you never do a 3-point contest ever again. Like, I could have done better out there. He didn't have the timing. It was just not. It was laughable his attempt at 3-point contest. And then I went with Kenyon Martin's son because I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I think he's a lefty. And then he didn't even make it to the finals, and pretty soon I'm out of money.
Well, I mean, you just got the raise at T-Mobile, right? Boss says, hey, splurge, have a good time.
It's NBA All-Star Weekend. It's in Utah. It's in Salt Lake City.
Live it up.
And, you know, the Mormons are out there having a good time.
Yeah.
Listening to the halftime. What was it?
Let's talk about that halftime. That nice change of pace. Not that I mean, huge hip hop head myself. Sometimes even like the popular guys. You know, I'm cool with the Lil Wayne appearance. Like nothing against it, but coming out with like the African like reggaeton style bangers, like it was a nice change of pace. All across the board, enjoyed it. The drummer was killing it. He's like basically like a Questlove light.
Yeah, I think that too.
Murdering it. The last lady. I know she had a couple hits. I've heard a couple of her songs, but
I have a complaint though. No Common.
Common.
I think Common should be at every All-Star game.
Does Common get blackballed?
Video. halftime guy or like a John Legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need.
We need one of those greats.
Commercials going like, "This is the game of basketball. This is the game of basketball, where tradition meets family. Read to achieve.
Jordan, Pippen.
93 Bulls. You could never stop them.
Now you got the young bloods. Morant,
Giannis.
Markin, and Mitchell.
2023 All-Star. You in the game?
You got the old guys. Curry. I'm not doing an impression.
Common impression there, but you get the vibe.
Mine wasn't I was just doing just a general guy who was doing the intro for the game. But what were your thoughts?
Janelle Monáe was there though.
Oh, Janelle Monáe she was killing it.
Yeah.
She had some great Instagram posts.
Has she released an album? I feel like I've totally forgot about her.
Now.
Yeah, her Arc Android album is so good.
Yeah,
I used to bump that in the whip all the time. Had the CD.
Is that her first album?
Yeah. And the second one was okay. Second one was decent, but I didn't like it as much as the first. The first one is just very eclectic.
Yeah.
A lot of different types of styles, but
did
we
you
got
have any
Jokic.
takes out of
Check out the Blazer, man.
Dude, I like that Jokic got picked 7th, and I saw a clip that they asked him like, was he disappointed that it was picked 7th, and he was like, he said he wasn't like meant for like that type of game. Like he said he deserved to get picked 7th because he's not a all-star guy. But,
Who's the best all-star game player? Who's the guy that you want? Maybe all-time all-star game wise.
All time? I mean, I feel like Steph Curry's a pretty good all-star guy because he just drains threes. I mean, LeBron's definitely put a point. I feel like Dwayne Wade did really good in all-star games. Or Kobe, it was kind of the obvious one.
I saw Bam Adebayo.
Was he there?
Was on a team.
Yeah, who's that? What, Jaren Jackson Jr. made the all-star team? I mean,
there's a couple I was like,
they're just handing out all-star game appearances.
Yeah.
It seems like.
It's
because they have the coaches decide. The SGA, people say one of the best dressed in the NBA. I haven't been that impressed, to be honest. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fur coat.
He's cool.
Not bad.
Dame.
Lillard with
Dame's always chilling. Is that the rose?
It's not a bad look. Almost looks like is it his signature? It might be his signature.
I saw Donovan Mitchell looking pretty cool.
Zion with the it's not bad. It's like a leather thing.
Yeah, he's chilling.
We're just doing a quick fit check. Josh Giddey.
That's
coming
the
like
fit of the week right there.
Yeah, the turtleneck with the chain, with the blue fur.
Is he? Oh, he's Rising Stars.
I mean, blue steel, reincarnated. Not
if you're
bad.
white, you just gotta go for it.
So
but yeah, not pictured here. Some of the old jazz players who were in attendance. Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, Carl. We had Mailman in the building. We had Stockton in the building. Mailman.
I mean, third all-time on points.
Fellow Third Amendment. Or Second Amendment. Third Amendment. This is bad.
Second Amendment.
Second Amendment.
First Amendment, also.
Which amendment is it? Gun amendment. I think it's the third,
but also
right?
Stockton with like the freedom.
Sorry guys, the G button doesn't work on my laptop. What's
all right?
Is it Third Amendment?
He's panicking.
I'm gonna look this up.
But basically, the Utah Jazz have the biggest dicks in the history of basketball, and Karl Malone and John Stockton. And if you guys are listening, fuck you. Fuck John Stockton.
Second Amendment, okay. I'm about to hop on that amendment. I'm going to get a gun. I'm going to hit the range with the boys. I'm going to protect my home and family.
You don't have a family.
It's true.
You do live in a pretty unsafe neighborhood, though. So
A lot of people that we will be bringing on the pod.
That's true. Because we're gonna Get people in the neighborhood to come on.
walk
and join.
around. I really wanted to do like an episode. I was thinking about it. If we do a day episode, we should do it outside in the backyard. Like plug it in the outlet and just like in the sun. Just do a
We'll talk
quick
about
sesh.
it. I mean, we'll see. I kind of like the indoor. We got to get the indoor setup done.
Yeah, we have to master this.
But yeah, we
before
can take that offline.
Yeah, we can take it.
I mean, we'll get feedback from the fans for sure.
Maybe that's a segment we do is we like crowdsource our podcast direction. we like
Where
we do
should
like
go.
poll. We like do polls and stuff of like where we should go as a podcast.
Yeah.
Like completely do like 180 turns.
Just as we can't make any decisions on our own. It's like, no, get into like all fashion. And
It's like,
next
should we
week
just
it's,
do
like,
a-
food podcast? Like, okay.
should this be just like
But
a,
yeah, definitely reach out. Like segments that you like. Do you like the
Let's
album
plays.
review? Do you like Daniel's talking about his new puppy, or was that
maybe our target market's just gamer girls and we should be playing games.
Yeah, maybe do you want Twitch stream? Do you want video games?
Periscope.
We could do stunts live. That's something I've thought about.
Yeah.
You could say, hey, do a certain stunt, do double flip back Healy, and then it'll be like, okay, next week we'll do the double back, and then maybe you want to do a food, but hey, make Boston Stromboli, and
Yeah.
So yeah, just give us suggestions. We'll do anything. Basically.
I mean, we could have filmed it, we could have podcasted it, but we just did we made a whole steak dinner. So fed my boy here, spiced up a nice grass fed. He made sure there was some veggies on it, no sauce, and a little bit of rice. Would you say you're satiated?
no sauce.
No sauce. No A1 because that's disrespect. But we will disrespect
No
if we feel like the
sauce.
meat's subpar.
Medium rare.
So how you feeling? I mean, you've been hitting the gym.
Medium rare.
You're medium sometimes though. You're.
I normally order medium, but yeah, I don't know if the pod noticed, but I'm been hitting the gym lately. Shout out Vasa, shout out Vasa Fitness, the boys there. Little Kenny, shout out Keith at front desk.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out
Shout out Tracy.
Shout out Lil Pete in the whirlpool.
Swirling. Never stop swirling.
Shout out Tracy in the sauna.
Shout out
I
Big
like-
Bo. Shout out Big
like-
Bo.
Who?
Big Bo.
Who's that guy?
Dude, you know Big Bo?
Big Bo?
Big Bo, dude.
Boat?
No, Big Bo. Big Bo.
Dude, you're making that up. That guy doesn't exist.
Okay.
That's disrespectful.
But
But
good
seriously,
credit to-
Tracy, if you're listening in the sauna, give me a call.
He's open. He's on the market.
She doesn't
Free
have
agent.
my number. Reach out through the pod.
Yeah. We do. So all of our personal relations and media relations and working inquiries and questions, comments, you want to go through the pod first before you go to us individually. We operate.
I'm not just like-
top
I'm-
down.
I'm not just a guy on the street. You can't just talk. If you see me in public, you can't just talk to me. Reach out to me professionally. Respect me. I respect you.
He's finicky in public. You get.
Here, you be someone, and I'm just like in public, just minding my. I'm at the library. Hey, come on, man!
Daniel,
You don't do that
you-
to me.
are you from Online on Tour? Dude, I love your podcast.
Don't ever talk to me again. See, and that's what you don't want to do. But
He
yeah,
just starts filming people. He'll just go if he suspects someone's
I will,
talking to him. He just
and I don't even know how to answer questions, like common questions, in public. And I'll film you though. But I was thinking maybe we get like a Gmail going.
definitely get a Gmail,
Head up a Gmail.
Gmail
account.
or Hotmail or
probably
probably Gmail.
Maybe an MSN.
Google Business. And Connor, of course,
You think Google Business?
didn't call me back, and he wants to work with a pod. Didn't call me back. I want to reiterate that. He said that Google Business.
If you are just now listening to the pod, go back to the beginning where Caven called Connor and he didn't answer. And he's supposed to be apparently working with the podcast.
We'll call him again at the end, and I bet you he doesn't answer. Probably because he was like doing his night routine or something like that. So sad.
I mean, you're kind of just as liable as he is. I mean, you didn't tell me about.
What are you doing? Is what he texted me.
You didn't tell me about Connor at all before this happened. You were just talking about the Caroline Polachek album, which, by the way, is actually really good.
Anyways,
what were we gonna talk about?
So
next?
Speaking of answering questions, we did get a letter from a fan.
Oh,
let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got.
What are we looking at time wise?
We're looking at right on time. 7:25. So
Night pod.
So this is from a close fan of ours. So, dear Online on Tour, Multicultural Dreamland Experience podcast. I just wanted to write and express how much I love your show. As a listener, I find myself transported to so many unique and beautiful places around the world, and I always learn something new about different cultures and ways of life. But I have to admit, I'm writing you with a bit of a heavy heart. You see, there's this woman at work named Martha, and I'm really into her. We have great conversations. There's definitely some mutual flirting going on. However, she calls me bro, pal, and buddy. And I can't help but feel like I'm being friend zoned before I even have a chance to make a move. So I wanted to turn to your podcast for some advice. Do you think it's a red flag that she's calling me those names this early on? I've tried to flirt tastefully, and she seems to respond positively, but I don't want to waste my time if she's not interested in me romantically. Regardless of what happens with Martha, I know I can always count on the podcast to brighten my day and take me on an incredible journey. Thank you for all that you do. Sincerely, Beefcakes.
Yo, Beefcakes. Thank you so much for writing in. We appreciate your words and thoughts.
We see you in the Discord. We see you active. I see you reposting. I see you commenting. And don't think that your work goes unnoticed. We appreciate it.
Well, I know you're more closer with Beefs than I am, but
Beefs and I DM. Yeah, we talk. He's going through some things, and this is one of the things. He wanted to open this up to us and get your opinion too, Daniel, because I know a little bit about this, but
yeah, this
is something that I think maybe you could shine a light on.
You want me to go first here? I think it's you're done for it, Beef. You're in the Fred zone and you're not getting back. It's you can make an aggressive move now, or just pull out. And I think pulling out might be the best.
You're down
for yours to save yourself.
You're down 25 in the second quarter. That's really what's going on here. But like we've talked about, Beefs. Really all you have to do is you got to shake the game up. Sometimes with women. Yeah. Like right now, you're so predictable. You're comfortable. There's no excitability about you, Beefs. And so what you got to do, and I'd recommend this situation is you got to little sister her. You got to daughter her, granddaughter her. Call her your granddaughter. Call her your niece. Call her your illegitimate cousin. Straight up, if she's gonna play that game, if she wants to bro you, be like, all right, sweetie, and then do the same thing back. And I think
to treat her like someone you're related to.
Do it light. Just do it because she's doing it light, right? She's like, oh yeah, cool, bro, and okay, buddy, that's a funny thing you just said. But if you can come in and just throw a little spice on it,
I think you just gotta come out hard. I'm talking literal hard.
And that's what she's gonna do. He's got to do next. He's got to come in. Little sister first, little daughter her, if she wants to do a family tree.
And then you
just go
then you fuck your sister.
That's it.
So your idea is make it an incest situation.
Well, she obviously wants that. or she's
Yeah.
putting in that. No, here's the thing.
You gotta start
You
get
gotta
if
be
you want if you want to.
forthright. You gotta be forthright. Just tell her how you feel, and it'll waste. Because right now, you obviously don't want to be in the friend zone. Some people are okay with just being a friend, and that's
Yeah.
totally fine. You obviously want more. Just go for the big shot. If you don't get it, you then can you can move her more to acquaintance,
Beefy.
and you can be like, treat her like an acquaintance.
Yeah.
Fist bump her when she like walks to
It just depends on if you rather be friends with them or you're not worried about the risk of like going for it and then it not working out.
especially in the workplace. So if you shoot too many shots at the workplace, all of a sudden you kind of become like the thirsty guy.
And Martha's got
around.
she's got to be a big girl. You got to think of
Martha
with a name like Big Martha, like it's got to be Big Martha. So who knows? Maybe go a different direction. Go for like kind of like more of an anorexic chick.
Yeah,
Because
because
they're a
they're
girl with an eating disability or disorder, eating disability. She has to eat through like a straw or something.
Martha. Martha's a classic name.
Martha's
kinda
either
like Bertha.
giant or really small.
There's Martha, Berthy, Rosie. Not
Rosie,
Bertha.
Rosie O'Donnell,
That's exactly.
just
That's literally what I was thinking. of.
lesbian. So Martha could be a lesbian. So don't let that happen.
Shout out Martha
Well,
Stewart.
thanks, Beefs.
She-
For
Yeah, I
writing in.
mean, we're rooting for you, bud. Keep us posted on this. I'll definitely be reaching out to you, reaching out to me on the Discord, and whatever happens, bro. Like, we're proud of your growth. I've seen what you've been able to do and how you've really come around everyone here in the Dreamland, and like, you've rallied some of the boys and women and other people. You've rallied around them, and I've always appreciated your encouragement and how you never, like, even with this, like, you keep such a positive light about such a dark situation, which I respect.
I don't agree with a lot of people, but Beefcake has treated me well.
Beefcakes he's a real one, and that's one thing we can agree on. But maybe the
He's a real one.
only thing we can agree on. But
Yeah, that's about it.
let me ask you this. So
Yeah.
this part of the podcast, part of the experience, part of the Dreamland, part of the experiential aspect of this is movies and watching cinema, watching films, watching music videos, doing staying ahead of pop culture. You sent me a little bit of a kind of a hit list that you've been knocking down from a movie perspective. What you been dipping your toes into?
Thanks, Gavin. Appreciate that intro. Movies are one of my passions in life. I can consider myself sometimes a critic, and kind of a movie snob. Would you say a little bit? A little bit.
Kind of a movie-
I have a Letterboxd Pro account.
He's like a
let's
movie
be
hype
honest.
beast.
I don't have the free version. I pay for the Letterboxd Pro version.
How much is that gonna run the fans a month? Anyone trying to hop on?
I don't want to get into the financial details of it, but I think it's like $9.99. No, $20 a year.
Well, I want
I
to get
don't
into
know.
financial details because if you use promo code online on tour 10, you get 10% off. So continue
For Letterboxd.
for Letterboxd.
That we don't have that. We don't have any advertising. But yeah, just looking at, I've actually been revisiting the Rocky films, getting ready for the new Creed 3 coming out in a couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you know about the Rocky franchise.
Oh.
I just watched Rocky 3 the other night with Mr. T. I think that's his name.
MJB.
And would you look at that? Rocky 1. Not Rocky 1, which is probably the best Rocky of all the Rockies, is the first Rocky. This is Rocky 3 against Mr. T. But what I thought was funny about that is Apollo is training Rocky in Rocky 3, you remember. And they get like really like bromancy in the movie, and like there's this scene on the beach, and they're just like it's definitely like a Top Gun type of vibe where it's like do they need to be like running with their shirts off and hugging like on the beach? Like, no, it's they're showing off their bods.
True all American movies have hardcore bromance in it.
Yeah,
Step Brothers, we're talking Top Gun, we're
Different.
talking Rocky, we're talking Bad
Some-
Boys. We're talking.
They're war movies. I feel like there's the bromance.
I say Saving Private Ryan. There's a bunch
Yeah.
of guys in there, right? There's
Some would say like a little bit of repression or repressed guys, wanting to take it to the next level. And I'm not saying Rocky and Apollo wanted to take it there.
because they're not
but,
busting nuts. It's
but
straight
hey,
up like
there's-
monk mode.
But
That's the eight. Well,
so yeah, I've been watching that. I rewatched the movie Birdman, one of my favorite films, a couple days ago. I've been into watching some Vietnam War movies. I saw Platoon, which is really good. Apocalypse Now. But yeah, haven't seen any new ones recently though. But yeah, this is Birdman. I think it's one of my top. Was one of my top 5 films on my Letterboxd account. Really, no movie quite like it. People always talk about how there's not very many edits, and it's a lot of long scenes, and it's pretty impressive.
did I watch it? I think I watched this with you.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I watched this with you.
Michael Keaton, you got Zach Galifianakis, Emma Stone is unbelievable in it. Edward Norton, Ollie from The Office. Yeah, great movie, great score. Michael Keaton is running around Times Square with his underwear on. It's great.
Yeah.
And then Michael Keaton is gonna be back in the new as Batman. Do you hear about that? You see that
Yeah, I
ad?
did hear about that. So it's gonna be like kind of like a
Well, it's in the Flash,
seniors league.
which I didn't realize that Ezra Miller is still the lead actor in that movie that's coming out. Have you looked up what Ezra Miller's been up to?
No, what's he been doing?
Ezra Miller is started like some sort of a marijuana cult in like New Hampshire or something.
Wait, what?
And it's like going to jail for like smoking weed on babies. Like if you just look
Whoa.
up Ezra Miller's last 2 years is the most insane thing you'll ever
Oh,
see.
this is the wallflower guy, right?
Yeah, Perks of a Wallflower. You should talk about Kevin. He just has gone completely off the rails, but they're still releasing this
Like,
movie.
what is this? What is going on here?
He
Yeah,
he took things a little bit too far. Mental. But crazy thing is they're still releasing. I'm more interested in like the marijuana cult. But
let's see, marijuana cult.
so yeah, I'll be boycotting the movie.
Oh, he's kind of a creep, huh?
Yeah, he's like a pedophile.
Very
Like
similar to
like
Charles Manson, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got like ladies just laying on him, I guess.
is that an actual? Yeah, that's crazy.
Those are
Yeah,
game
apparently he was blowing weed at babies.
uncanny resemblance here.
So this is what happens when you come to Flash.
Goes to your head.
Yeah, stay a wallflower. That's when we loved you, Ezra. But yeah, it's kind of sad. But yeah, I won't be boycotting the Flash. That's on
But
record.
we'll do a quick boycott episode.
Ezra
of The
Miller, you're
Flash.
canceled. Bye. Bye, Ezra.
See it. That's good.
But it is excited about Michael Keaton's coming out. As not coming out. But being Batman again, I guess. I guess people were excited about that. Yeah, that's the movie update. We got the Oscars coming.
What do you recommend? What do you think out of the movies that you watched? One that I'd vibe with the most. So you'd be like, yeah, you should watch that.
Movie you'd vibe with the most? There's this movie called Force Majeure, I think it's called. It's a foreign film. It's the same director that did Triangle of Sadness, which is up for a bunch of awards. It's actually the movie Downhill. I've never heard of that coming out. That was with Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Not good at all, but it's like the same. It's like based on this movie, which is actually good. Basically, there's an avalanche. What looks like an avalanche, and there's this family, and the dude just like bolts. Like he's just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then it ends up not being an avalanche. It's just like a bunch of like snow in the air that looked like it was coming onto them like an avalanche. And so then there's this awkwardness, like he just like left his entire family. So it's all about like this trip of like him, like he's in denial that it happened. Like he's like, it's like he's lost his alpha male of the family credibility because he's just like in the moment of like what he thought was life or death. He just like abandoned his family. And so like there's this awkwardness like, hey honey, remember when you left? And he was like, no. So it was pretty good. So I need to see Triangle of Sadness too because that's up for our Oscars. But this director has like a cool.
And what's it called again?
Force Majeure.
Force Majeure.
It's like set in the French Alps, a Swedish family. I thought it was pretty cool. 3.5 out of 5 for that. Yeah. There's also this movie I saw called Titan. If you want to look that up. Oh.
Hey, bud, you're on the pod.
Hey, Nike. Nike.
What's up, Nike? You're on the pod. Say something.
I just actually got some Nike sweatpants. You got that free shipping?
Oh, what's up, bro?
Hey, welcome to the podcast,
you're on
man.
The pod.
You have to
hey,
censor something.
You're on the pod. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what? We're not getting good luck here. I think. Yo, welcome to the podcast,
hey,
man.
Welcome to the pod.
Hey, welcome to the podcast,
welcome
dude.
To the pod. How's it going, bro?
In this segment, we
So how's your night been? How's your weekend? President's Day. Well, I guess what's been going on?
You have working. You're in school. School tomorrow.
Okay. Is it
You in
high school, college? What are we looking at?
grades looking good, or your parents are happy?
That's good. Okay.
Are you applying to colleges? Are you at that point yet? Not yet. So you're freshman, sophomore. Not sure. Sophomore, yeah.
I mean, what are you into? Do you think you're gonna keep riding the school thing? Or are you gonna go into a trade? Or...
I could see you going to like the army or
like
something.
A smart kid, man. Really smart kid.
Air Force.
You're thinking you go Air Force.
Air
You're in the sky.
Colorado Springs. I'm a Littleton guy, so that's you know, a lot of culture, a lot of history. This podcast is streaming to
Everywhere.
Periscope,
Twitch,
MySpace,
LinkedIn Live,
LinkedIn,
and Facebook Marketplace.
Those are the 4 big ones that we're targeting. But
have you been on Craigslist Plus?
not bad.
It's $7.99. What? No, actually, MySpace is bigger than it's ever been.
It's on tour though. You have to go on the dark web to find it, but it's like an extra cost edition sort of thing. But, you know, we're big believers in Alex Hormozzi's business principles. You got to hit them where they ain't. Everyone's on YouTube. Everyone's on TikTok, but they don't really give love to some of the small.
No one's looking at.
So we're looking for some true loyal fan. Oh my gosh!
You did it. You overdid it. Is that are we at over an hour yet? Are we looking for Lucy? Your,
that was good. We
buffer.
talked to him.
Yeah, that's good. That guy
Okay.
looks like it sounds like a good kid.
I think we have a fan there. He seemed like
He has no way of finding us though.
we
He
did-
hung up on us. He hung up on the pod though.
We did barrage him with questions
It's tough getting guys probably on Omegle that will
to open up.
actually
He seemed
talk.
closed
There's this
off.
one girl who's a comedian. She'll just this has been. You got any final things, or I don't know.
No, just say
Wrap it
I just
up.
want to say I'm grateful for this podcast. Successful episode. We're just gonna keep getting better and better. New things every single time. Hit them where they ain't. And just happy that I'm here with my running mate, Daniel Clark,
Yeah.
to really make a splash. And I hope anyone that wants to come on board, come on board, because we're riding. We're riding.
Unless your name's Connor, apparently.
Except Connor.
Yeah.
Let's try him. Let's try him one more time. Last time we're gonna try
I
him.
don't know. I think we're good on time here. We'll just cut this.
Yo.
Connor.
Sorry, bro, I keep missing you.
No worries. Welcome to the pod. You're live on the pod right now, online on tour. Multicultural.
Let's freaking go.
You're streaming
Dreamland.
everywhere right now, man.
Yeah. You just you're coming right after some random kid we met on Omegle, so you got a big act to follow, let's just say. He really killed it.
He was like a sophomore
This
in
is the
high
best
school.
birthday ever.
Is it your birthday?
It's my birthday, and I am online on tour multicultural experience, bro.
Dang.
Dude, I had no idea it was your birthday. You should have told me.
I was so prepared to hate on him, and
We
now
were
it's his
actually
birthday.
prepared to hate on you because you
This
didn't
is-
answer your call, and I basically didn't tell Daniel that we're gonna be working together, and so we kind of like
We hated on you.
there's a little bit of a business disagreement, but we'd like to bring you on the pod just to kind of share a little bit more about Drop Media, what you're gonna do for the pod, but also just we want to hear what young business professionals are doing out there and like what different ventures they have. So I'd love to hear kind of your spread. I know you got Quo Vadis, I know you got Drop Media, I know you got Gaines Guild, but
Get skilled, bro. Yeah, no, you know what's so funny is I actually just finished up your guys' little clip package, but yeah, no. So forgive me if I like kind of sound what's the word? I might lose service. I'm walking through my apartment, but here we go. My keys.
You're panicking,
I'm
dude.
walking
You're
through
panicking.
Cheesecake Factory. That's one thing that entrepreneurs do. They go to Cheesecake Factory on their birthday, but yeah, no. So I have a couple ventures that I'm trying to get off the ground. Number one is this company called Quo Vadis. Quo Vadis is a sales training software. I've got an engineering background, and I basically just found a way to automate sales improvement. It's not new; like a lot of people are doing it, but it's something I enjoyed, and it made me better for sure. Number two, I've got a company. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way?
oh, you're great. Yeah.
Great. I've got a little side gig company called. I got to rename it because it's already been taken, but I'm calling it for now Drop Media, DROP Media. I do not have a website yet, but basically what I do is I take long form audio or video and I put it through this flux capacitor where it's basically just my personal sequence of AI editing tools that allows me to edit your stuff and clip it and post it super fast at a very cheap rate. So you're not breaking the bank because when you become a content creator, you didn't expect to sign up for a video editing degree, right? And that's the pain, that's the wrong in the world that I'm trying to right with that. So I've got a few people like I do. I want to do you guys if you'll let me. I want to do. I'm doing this one gal who's very sweet. She does a finance podcast. She does a podcast about being a Christian girl.
We're gonna bring her on. We'll bring her on too.
We'll fuck her up.
I would love to hear her take on movies. And hey, by the way, guys, your Infinity Pool podcast. Oh my God, that was so funny. It was funny and relevant. So I
Derailed.
it was great. I think
Like
you guys
Ohio.
keep it up. You guys got something here, and yeah, that's me. And then Kevin, you brought it up, Games Guild. It was a dumpster fire idea, and it failed. It was a gym. I don't know if I can say the college I went to, but I basically tried to start a health club there, and I got like $700, and I was like, now what? And I like just stopped. I was like 20, and I didn't know.
We love the dumpster fires. You'd be surprised.
Dumpster fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say it was the infinity pool of entrepreneurship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good reference. Well, we're excited to hear your voice. Glad that you answered. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
And,
man.
Thank you.
You know, definitely be more to come. There's gonna be a lot of things in the works, so we're excited to bring the people in on it.
For sure. And I'm excited for this episode to drop. So, hey, love you guys. Keep it up. And
Thanks, man.
oh, can people recommend movies for you guys to watch?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. You guys already have like a lot of stuff set up for like these next few weeks, or what?
Nothing's right now.
It's not a ton. I mean, there's always not nothing. We mentioned Creed 3. We said Creed 3.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess
well,
Creed 3 does.
There's a movie. I know you guys like kind of like the stuff that's out there, but I just had
Puss
it
in
recommended
Boots.
to me, and I need some people to review it before I watch it. It's a movie called Heat. I
Heat.
think it's an older movie. I've never watched it though. Have you guys heard of that?
Sounds
It
familiar.
sounds really
but let me
familiar.
see. Let's check this out.
I
Pull
was
it up on
told,
this-
hey,
Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Sounds like a
Oh, the,
movie William was watched or recommended.
you know what's crazy? I haven't seen this. I've heard about it. Unfortunately, the H doesn't work on my laptop, so I can't type out Heat.
It was a
but,
box office success.
the H.
I got the
Wait, how-
I got the burner laptop here. Plenty of drug deals have been made on this laptop. Brought out the burner. So, you know, unfortunately can't use the letter H, but completely off the grid for the pod.
Hey, you know what that is, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
That's a billionaire tactic. Do not use the letter H.
Billionaire mindset, grind set.
Billionaire mindset, billionaire grind set. Do not use the letter H. All right, guys. Welcome to the Cheesecake Factory. Have a good one.
All right, see ya.
Thanks, man.
Peace.
All right, peace. Bye.
Dang.
Awesome. So good to hear, friend and business partner of the pod.
Yeah.
Um,
It just, threw me off. I came in right. I was came in with Heat, literally. That's the movie he recommended to watch. Maybe we can fit that in after Ant-Man or something.
Yeah.
And then it's his birthday, and you can't hate on somebody's birthday. So
I'm gonna give my kudos for today. I'm gonna give my kudos to Connor for it being his birthday,
Yeah.
and I want to give also a kudos to Beefcakes. Keep your head
Yeah.
up.
I mean, if you're at Cheesecake Factory, you're probably not answering the phone. That's a big menu to go through. There's a lot of options. So I just want to kind of take back some of those comments I said earlier about Connor. I think he has some good ideas, some good
At the
things
time,
to say.
those comments were justified, but he made it right.
I react quick to things and regret them later, basically. I'm
And that's
impulsive.
the magic of this podcast.
But yeah, great call there. Yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time, Dream World.